The Mavericks have lost 4 in a row, the latest one at the armpit against the Rockets. Jason Kidd was furious with the officiating, and he was also furious with a reporter who went on social media and said Jason didn't let him finish the second part of the question. Here's the exchange that went viral.
Coach, you get a lot of national criticism for playing flag at point guard. Over the last 2 games, he's won the ball.
Criticism, that's your opinion. You guys write that bullshit. That's not, I've done this. I've played this game. I've played it at a very high level, and I know what the I'm doing. But I don't give a what you guys write. Because you guys have never played the game. So I build players. So I know what I'm doing. So to take criticism, it only makes me better. Because if I wasn't doing it right, you guys wouldn't be poking holes in what I'm doing.
I've done this. I develop players. I know what the F I'm doing. I've played. You guys never have.
There's a lot there. I mean, a lot. The first thing that I still don't... I've got a theory or an answer to everything else except the very last thing he said. What the hell does, because if I wasn't doing it right, you guys wouldn't be poking holes in it? Huh?
Yeah.
If you were screwing things up left and right, like, well, gosh, with you, the media, if I was screwing things up, you guys would just not ever criticize me.
That's like Jason. Pretty cool, right? We got a Babe Ruth trade again. Kinda
yeah,
cool.
exactly. It's that makes no sense. There's I don't know. This is totally calculated. This is Jason Kidd doing some mental warfare thing, and I don't know why.
I mean, he's right. We didn't play in the NBA. That's a fact. None of us did.
A lot of us haven't done a lot of things that Jason Kidd has done,
wow.
including playing basketball, but other things as well.
I will say this: I like him when he has the ball in his hands. I'm not going to argue with that. Like I want him to have the ball in his hands in every single possession. That's a good thing. I'm also not trying to win basketball games. I'm trying to lose basketball games. Because I just simmed the lottery, and 2 sims, second sim got the number 4.
2 sims.
Now, on the third one, dropped out to 10. Not good. Not good. But, yeah, like, this is what happens. A coach pop off to the media every now and then. I like hearing it. I also hate hearing it, because then there's fighting. Now you got infighting. But I want the ball in Cooper Flagg's hands as much as possible.
Well, look, a lot of media people will tell you that cover the Mavs that Jason does read everything, and he is sensitive, and he is aware of every single thing that's being said or written about him. What I tweeted back was, yeah, you did do things at a very, very high level, and you do know basketball inside and out compared to the rest of us, but you also traded Luka. So some of your credibility right there
allegedly
gets flushed because Luka Doncic won't look at you or acknowledge you since you've played since, with the 1-year anniversary being relived by everybody in the sports world. So, yeah, your basketball genius thought it was okay, I think, to get rid of Luka Doncic and bring in Anthony Davis.
So that's my conspiracy theory here. Because you said every coach pops off once in a while. He doesn't. He does not. He's very controlled, and he was always very controlled in the way that he
was furious about the refs in this game?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think that's all. I think that he chose to show you. Like, and when we heard some of the just psycho mental warfare stuff he did with the Bucks and the Nets when he was coaching there previously, and just the ways he would try to just screw with people, and they get to the finals to play the Celtics, and he gives that interview, he goes, Jaylen Brown's really their best player. Like, I mean, he says things on purpose to screw with people. So this here, there's something else to it. If he's going to just all of a sudden drop 8 F-bombs in one answer, where it's like, okay, what's the story? My theory is we were 3 hours away from the anniversary. I think he sees everybody that was cleaned out by Luka, and he's terrified about people finding out how much he was involved and that he'll get run out too as soon as that happens. And so Luka anniversary coming up, let's start stirring up something else. Let's not even have people thinking about the Luka anniversary. I'm mad about something, and then we're talking about Jason Kidd dropping F-bombs instead of reliving, hey, did Jason maybe
take
do something?
Iceland?
Yeah, exactly. You're taking Iceland. Hey, we should make Canada 51, right, guys?
There's just nothing like warm and fuzzy about Jason when I think of his personality or covering him over the years. Like, you could get it with Jeff Bannister telling great stories, or Bruce Bochy laughing it up, or Brian Schottenheimer. You didn't really get it a ton with DeBoer, but it's just like Jason just kind of seems like he's there. You know, I could do with or without, you know, based upon, you know, any game situations, the team and how they're doing, and of course him at the podium.
I do like, and this has nothing to, this doesn't mean anything from a coach's standpoint. I do like having somebody as a head coach in the NBA that like is a legend for whatever, you know. I just like that. I like the Mavs have had good NBA players or NBA players as their head coach. I mean, we're talking about a string here that they've had. I like that. I like having that. Not somebody have to. Now, who's their coach again? Now, who's this guy?
Yeah,
what's his background?
He's a brilliant basketball mind. I don't think anybody would ever question that. But he also, I think, he's one of those guys who may be too smart for his own good too. Where I think Jason says a lot of things that sometimes make me like question his intelligence. Like the Babe Ruth thing was dumb. Right.
This, I think, was just, he was ticked off and he didn't let the reporter finish the question. I think the reporter came out and was on the night show as well and said I was getting to another point with that, and Jason just cut it off. But
it was a whole setup for like, lack of a better term,
right?
Kissing up a little bit. It's like it was to set up and go, how right were you? Because look how much he's improved. And Jason cut him off. And so when I say I think he's smart, and I think as a basketball guy, he's a savant. But I also think that he then believes too much in his own intelligence, and it bites him at times where he doesn't even realize he has a blind spot.
Bobby, you were tweeting about it, the 1-year anniversary of the Luka deal. Feels like it's been longer than that.
Feels like it's been a lot longer.
It's going to feel a lot longer than this.
I still remember my buddy coming out of the bathroom, didn't even finish, didn't even wash his hands, and because we had a bunch of people over, and he goes, they traded Luka, and I just said, you're a liar. That's not true.
No, it was.
It's like Shohei didn't get $70 million a year. My son came out and said that $70 million a year. I'm like, no, that didn't happen.
I was looking back through it. I was listening. I was trying to find and see if there's anything like illuminating that I'd forgotten. I went back and listened to the first show we did after he got traded. Like I listened to the first segment, and then I went back and I listened because you were out that day. So I listened to us at Radio Row the first day you were back, and I was trying to see if we developed anything, and there wasn't anything in there that really stood out. But it was just reliving a little bit of like, it was so weird. The biggest thing that stood out to me was I forgot that this is how mad the city was instantly. We knew they were angry, obviously instantly, but the way we knew it was really bad was when we took calls that first day.
Yeah.
There was one guy, I think, one or two guys who came out and were like, yeah, get rid of Luka. The callers 2 hours later were naming those people by name and their city. Like they were burning in their brain from 2 hours before. Yeah, Dale and Mansfield, you can get the hell out of town too. It's like, all right, if you're that mad that you're going to like memorize the caller's name from 2 hours ago to say you want them out of town, you're pissed.
More salt in the wound from Kirk Goldsberry, NBA insider for The Ringer, and he dropped a little bit of new information with Bill Simmons.
Yeah, and there's a weeks-long process. One of my sources inside the Lakers was indicating that the deal was bigger, and I think you guys were literally joking about this last night, that there were two firsts, and there was Dalton Connect, and the deal got whittled down because I think Rob Pelinka was able to convince the Dallas Mavericks that Luka is a lot of risk. Yeah. You guys are right for trying to look at this way because this guy, is drinking or is whatever, his weight problem, whatever it is. So they were able to convince it. This was a weeks-long process. That's another thing that came out today. And Dallas
almost
started
3.5 weeks.
Dallas started it, dude.
I mean, it's getting worse and worse. It never would have worked if they got connected to play defense, and Nico would have run him out too. But it just gets worse and worse. But we knew this. We knew the deal was bigger.
Yeah.
We knew they had another one in there, and it got talked out of it. We knew they had other guys in there. They got talked out of it. It's amazing that somebody can say, "Oh man, he's such a risk." You got this 25-year-old who could score 40 at any given point, and is going to lead the league in scoring for like 6 of the next 8 years. No. I mean, he's a risk, man.
I want to know, I really would, There's a decent sum of money I would pay to be able to just I want to hear what their communications were like. How did Pelinka talk him off of some of those things? Was it hard?
FOIA.
Yeah, well,
there's got to be one, right?
If there was, if they were a public university or something, maybe. But there had to be. Was this Pelinka having to pull teeth, or was Nico just talking himself off of certain things and just, hey, I'll do this? I still go back to that Forbes writer who, after the trade, had reached out to a GM and said, so you guys didn't know Luka was available? He's like, no. He's like, what would you have given if you'd known he's available? And he said, everything. Everything we had to trade, we would have traded for him. Yeah. And you got Anthony Davis.
One prominent agent, quote, I've never seen a transaction that caused so much collective shock and confusion around the league. From Kevin Durant looking at it on the bench to Shams and the tweet and that amount of views and having to convince people that he was not hacked. Here we are 1 year later.
That's the thing that's the most amazing. That's what I was floating around this weekend. It's all you need to know about this trade is that the number one reporter with millions of followers had to prove to people that it was a real deal and it wasn't an April Fool's joke on February 1st.
Mavs are 11th in the Western Conference, behind the Blazers, 3.5 behind Portland, 4.5 behind the Clippers, and they're basically right there with the Memphis Grizzlies. They have lost 4 straight, 5-5 in their last 10.